Hey Becca, hey Kickstarter. Sean Stevens here. I'm setting up a tripod in the mounting bracket adjustment pod dealie that's in my car and seeing if it will hold my iPhone while I drive down the road. It may sound practical, but in fact, I think that it most likely would be categorized as suicidal to try to record video and have rational thought while driving, but here goes. One of the things that is most exciting to me about what happens with this project that I'm working on is something that I learned from this Italian economic development guy named Ernesto Sirolli. And Ernesto is this wonderful Italian... Oh, totally crashed. Did you see that? That was me in a ditch, or just my phone falling down. Hold on. One of the things that Ernesto talks about is that he went back and researched all these companies, the Carnegies, the Mellons, the Nikes, the Googles, all these captains of industry, and was looking for some sort of measurable quality that was common among all of these CEOs of these companies, the Gates, the Carnegies, the Mellons, the Schmidts, the Mark Zuckerbergs. And lo and behold, what he found out was that the myth that was being sold to him on the cover of Entrepreneur magazine and on Fortune magazine was that Bill Gates built this thing by himself, that Mark Zuckerberg did everything by himself, and that he alone holds the quality of the uber entrepreneur. And instead what he found is that all of these companies, without exception, all of these companies were founded by 3 or 4 people. And those people, as it turned out, fulfilled very distinct roles within these companies. And what he found out, going back hundreds of years and hundreds of companies, was that it takes someone who is passionate and talented about making the product or the service that gets sold to the customers. Someone who loves to bake the cookies, or to make the engine run right, or the guy who makes the artwork that's sold. You got to have that guy or girl. And then you have to have a marketing person. You have to have a person who gets up in the morning and the love of their life is to do nothing else but tell people about this cool gig that they have and what a great opportunity it is, regardless of whether they're in the demographic of the product. They just love to talk. The social butterfly marketeer, essentially. And then the third role and responsibility that he found, regardless of what these companies were doing, was a financial controller, someone who could take the company and plug out the what was coming in the back door, so that all of the revenue that came in wasn't immediately going good dollar after bad out the back end. That's it. So it's so exciting to me to see these people coming together to work on 4S and to take part in our laboratory experiment that we're making. From Kim, the wonderful associate over at Design and Partner that did our branding information, to Tyler, got a little battery there, got to watch out for that, at SMC Pros, to Nathan at SMC Pros, to Gary at SMC Pros, guys on my team, Ryan Stevens, Mark Kelly. It's really exciting to watch these teams come together and to be able to feel what Ernesto began to feel when he discovered that this is how it was with these companies, and then in turn to teach that to people who were trying to live out their passions to make and do and sell and count. And the reason I wanted to tell you about this here in the car as I'm suicidally driving home making this video is because at one point in time I thought I was that financial... Whoa! Death and destruction. Lord Jesus, my shoe. What happened? Okay. I used to think of myself as kind of that financial control guy. Somebody who could do organizations very, very well and proud by hanging on to every last dime that they didn't need to spend. And having spent more and more time starting and running more and more companies, what I've really come to understand about myself is that it's really not the role that I enjoy, and that it is much more fulfilling for me to be on the product development side and marketing side, which seem a little bit more common, a set of skills and things that I really get off on working on. One of the best things about 4S Labs is that it has allowed me to pick up a pencil and just draw things every day. And that's totally not what I've spent my career doing, being creative. That's not something I've been able to pursue before, and I'm really enjoying it. So, why is that important? Why do I mention that I used to be a financially control-minded person? Because what I've learned through this process is that if I can hook myself up with someone who really is uber passionate about financial control and loves the precision and loves the ability for things to be certain with mathematics and with accounting, the more I can align myself with someone who's passionate about that, the better the both of us are going to be. Because Lord knows, accountants sometimes not the best communicators, sometimes not the best people to try to sell their own services, because they're just really good accountants. That's where their skills are. So why in the car? Because the kind of accountants that I love to work with and the kind that I've been able to align myself with today are the kind that can spend a lot more time doing this than doing this. And what I mean by that is, if you're an accountant that can competently look in the rearview mirror and say what your company did last week, last month, last quarter, you'll do fine. You know, you'll be a great asset to any organization that you choose to be involved with. But the really, really valuable accountants, the guys that can establish their presence within a company of great thinkers and great doers, is the kind of accountant that can help its organization better look through the windshield than out the back. Because if you can use the data that you recorded 30 days ago to help you predict what's going to happen 30 days from now, then that's the stuff of legends, my friend. That's the accountants that they write about in the storybooks, which of course they don't, because that would be horribly boring. So anyway, 8 minutes on the dot. Becca, let me know what you think. It's my rant. See you later. Bye.